Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Whoever loves me will keep my word, says the Lord, and my Father will love him, and we will come to him.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, Lord.
When the Pharisees heard that Jesus had silenced the Sadducees, they gathered together, and one of them, a scholar of the law, tested him by asking, "Teacher, which commandment in the law is the greatest?" He said to him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the greatest and the first commandment. The second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. The whole law and the prophets depend on these two commandments." Brothers and sisters, the gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Good morning.
Good morning, Father.
How are you today?
Good.
Can you say to the ones beside you, around you, "I love you"?
I love you. I love you.
Is it true?
Yes.
Is it from the heart?
Yes, absolutely.
Then that's my homily. That's the shortest homily ever. That's the shortest homily ever. Because that's the message of the gospel today. Amen?
Amen.
Love. The Pharisees wanted, always Sadducees, Pharisees, and everybody wanted to trap the Lord, to catch him from his own words. But this teacher, which commandment in the law is the greatest? He said, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. This is the greatest. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself." So first, we reflect on love. True love, the greatest love. Mother Teresa said, "In the end of our lives, we will not be asked how much we achieved, how many we acquired, or the status we achieved, but we will be asked by how much we love." True love. And he said, "Love until it hurts." Have you tried that?
Yeah.
Love till it hurts. And love more. Love till it hurts. And love more. Because when you love more, there will be no more hurt, but only loving. When you love more, there will be no more hurt, but loving. And this is the model of our loving. This should be the model of our loving. Suffering. To love with pain. Are you there?
Yeah.
When we say, oh, it's really hard. That kind of love. It's easy to say, "I love you," but it's really hard. In the first reading, that kind of loving. "You shall not molest or oppress an alien, for you were once aliens yourselves. You shall not wrong any widow or orphan. If you lend money to one of your poor neighbors among my people, you shall not act like an extortioner. If you take your neighbor's cloak as a pledge, you shall return it to him before sunset. For this cloak of his is the only covering he has for his body." That kind of loving. That kind of loving which is unfair, unjust. We are always on the bad side. Why would I love? It's unfair. Have you tried that? Have you experienced that? Why would I continue loving? It's unfair. It's unjust to me. It's always unfair. But that is true loving. That is true loving when we feel we are being tested. We feel unfair. That is true loving. Amen.
Amen.
That is first point in our reflection today. You shall love the Lord. That's the model of our loving, the suffering, and we continue loving, because in that loving we achieve joy, we achieve true happiness, we achieve glory. Second point in our reflection today, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. So the active, the concrete loving of God is loving your neighbor. And that's the two sides of a coin. There's no loving God without loving your neighbor. And the catch is, the second is like it. The second is like it. How is it like the first? No? The first is, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. The second is like it. How is it like it? It's not entirely like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. What is it that being like it? It is with the word all. With all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul. The word all, not partial, not one half, not 1/4. I love you if, I've mentioned this many times, if I love you if, I love you because, that's not all. That's partial. Amen?
Amen.
But when you say, I love you despite, I love you despite,
That's right.
that is with all your heart. Right, Jim?
Amen.
With all your heart, with all your soul. So this is our challenge. Are we truly loving wholly, not partially? Loving. Hello.
Hello.
Are you still there?
Where is it? Are you still there?
And this is our challenge in our day-to-day lives. It's easy to say, I love you. It is really easy to say. But when our ideas, principles, and everything disagrees, then it's really hard to love one another. When sometimes we feel we are being cheated, unfair and unjust, it's really hard to love. And so we continue to pray. This is our only way to follow the Lord. To love with sacrifice. To love with pain. Because there is joy in that kind of loving. There is reward in that kind of loving. To celebrate the pain with love. Amen.
Amen.